Today, we'll be getting into a few stories with Triple H, Trish Stratus, and the idea about who Roman's co-star should be from the women's division. Let's start things off with the new reports on Triple H's heart procedure and condition. So the news first broke a while back with WWE themselves. They said that Triple H had a generic cardiac procedure done that was successful, and how he'll be recovering at home. It's been several months now since that horrible news first broke, and Triple H is still in recovery. He has yet to return to work in any fashion at all, and hasn't been backstage since before this entire procedure took place. So there's been a lot of worry coming from the fans for his well-being. Stephanie McMahon has been getting asked about Triple H's condition a lot recently as well. She thanked those who asked about him and said that he is recovering fine at home. So everyone is aware of what went down with the procedure and how he's still recovering. But it was never mentioned just how serious this entire situation was. News reports have just started to surface this week, claiming that what Triple H went through was, quote, very, very serious, end quote. It's been months since the procedure itself, but this is the first time that there was actually some word on the severity of the situation and the procedure. Even though these reports claim it was a very scary and very serious situation, the good part is that it was caught on time. The procedure went well, and he's now deep into his recovery. So now knowing just how serious it was, it doesn't sound like Triple H will be rushing back to work, especially not after what he just went through. So he should be taking it easy on his road to a full recovery, and it'll most likely still be a while before he returns to work. Trish Stratus's WWE return has just been announced, but it'll only be a one-day event. This post went up on Trish's official website, quote, Trish Stratus is ready to serve some holiday stratisfaction to the WWE Universe in Toronto. The Hall of Famer returns for one night only to host WWE's live event on Wednesday, December 29th at the Coca-Cola Coliseum. Excited to step through that curtain and feel the energy of the WWE Universe one more time. Let's do this, Toronto, end quote. So it will be a one-night-only event in her hometown of Toronto, Canada. She'll serve as the host of the entire show and will appear in front of the live crowd. Since it's part of WWE's Holiday Live Event Tour, doesn't appear that this event will be televised. So that part is unfortunate for everyone not attending the show. But there'll most definitely be tons of pictures and videos of the event from the live fans in attendance. It's just a one-night thing for a live event, but fans are still holding out hope for one more final run from Trish. Trish retired once again at SummerSlam 19, but the idea of Trish versus Sasha was teased several times, but never actually delivered. So that dream match of Trish versus Sasha is still something that's on the minds of many fans. Trish has said on several occasions that working with Sasha does interest her, and Sasha has gone on the record for years saying that Trish was her biggest dream match. So yes, Trish is still technically retired, but that dream match with Sasha Banks is something that will constantly be talked about and discussed. So it'll be interesting to see if that match does ever happen one day down the line. Roman Reigns is on top of his game right now as a performer and as a WWE superstar. He's arguably WWE's biggest superstar and just feels like he's levels ahead of everyone else on the roster because of his storytelling and this historic world title reign that he's in the middle of right now. He has multiple feuds going on at once, tension with Paul Heyman, tension with his cousins. There's just so much going on with him all at once. So much story everywhere that he does feel like the centerpiece of any show that he's on. He can open the show, he can close the show, he can have multiple segments during the show, and it just always works. It always fits. And till this day, nearly 500 days as a champion, he hasn't had a single terrible feud for the title. Every opponent he's faced, every story he's been a part of during this Universal title reign has been nearly perfect. When the Universal title was first introduced in 2016, it was a bit challenging for fans to buy into this new championship as being equal to a historic title like the WWE Championship. But due to Roman's current historic title reign, the Universal Championship now feels like the most prestigious in all of WWE, even ahead of the historic WWE Championship. Why is that? Just great storytelling, great feuds, and amazing writing. Now, the issue is that we don't really have a Roman Reigns per se in the women's division for WWE. Yes, our current champions, Becky and Charlotte, two historic talents, but for them being the heads and champions of their respective divisions, it just doesn't feel like they have much story revolving around their title reigns the same way that Roman does. Ric Flair recently addressed this situation and used Charlotte as an example. Flair said that if WWE was to give Charlotte a head-of-the-table sort of story and direction, she would be right up there as the Roman Reigns of the women's division. Rick had this to say during the recent podcast episode, quote, "I think Roman Reigns is the biggest star right now in the company and could be a crossover star, do whatever he wants to do. But I'm going to say this, if they gave Charlotte the push they gave Roman Reigns, which I'm surprised they don't do because women play such a huge factor in the success of the promotion, then they would have two of the biggest crossover stars, and that would make a huge difference." End quote. So Rick does bring up a great point, and it's a topic we discussed a while back, which was, imagine how WWE programming would look like if each major storyline got the crucial care and writing that Roman's story gets. A whole show from top to bottom with that same similar quality storytelling that Roman's story gets. You're going to have a great show on your hands if every story has some deeper meaning and purpose the way Roman's does. So that seems to be Ric Flair's argument here. He thinks that the women's champions should be up there having the same storyline quality that Roman Reigns has. And it's a great idea. Look at everything going on with Roman's title right now. Then compare it to Becky and Charlotte's stories. Roman has so much going on with his story, so many layers, while Becky is having a random 5-on-5 tag team matches against Liv Morgan, and Charlotte is throwing pie onto a face of Toni Storm. So you can definitely see the differences in the storylines. Charlotte is throwing pie onto her opponent's face as champion. Well, it seems like Roman is playing this advanced game of chess with the entire WWE as champion. So it was a good idea by Ric Flair. Imagine how great the feuds for the women's title would be, and how much more prestigious the titles would feel if the women's champion got the same quality storytelling as Roman. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Do you agree with Ric Flair's idea for the women's champions? Leave your comment below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.